The alien hunters came to Earth for hunting, but got hunted. The sky split open with a thunderous roar, a rift of seething energy tearing through the atmosphere. In the dead of night, a monstrous vessel emerged, blotting out the stars with its vast, jagged silhouette. The hunters had arrived. The Miralak, an ancient race of interstellar predators, had long since mastered the art of hunting. Their prey varied from colossal beasts on distant worlds to sentient species who dared to resist. Their latest target was a small blue planet on the edge of the Milky Way, Earth. The arrival. The Miralak ship descended upon a remote forest in the northern hemisphere, its stealth technology rendering it invisible to human detection systems. Trees bent and cracked under the weight of its landing, a metallic hiss echoing through the wilderness as the ramp descended. Out marched the hunters, clad in sleek, black armor that absorbed the moonlight. Their eyes glowed a menacing green, scanning the surroundings for signs of life. Tarak, the hunt leader, raised his tri-pronged spear and sniffed the air. The scent of Earth was rich and varied, teeming with the promise of a diverse hunt. Spread out, he commanded in their guttural language. Capture specimens, learn their strengths and weaknesses. Tonight, we hunt. The encounter. Unbeknownst to the Miralak, the forest was not as empty as it seemed. Deep within the shadows, a group of human resistance fighters monitored the alien ship's arrival. Led by Captain Alina Draven, a seasoned combat veteran, they had been tracking unusual electromagnetic disturbances in the area for weeks. Alina peered through her night vision binoculars, her heart racing as she observed the alien hunters disembarking. "This is it, team," she whispered into her comms. "Stay hidden and wait for my signal. We need to learn as much as we can before we engage." The Miralak spread out into the forest, their sensors attuned to detect any signs of movement. They moved with silent precision, their predatory instincts honed over millennia. But the forest was vast, and the humans knew its terrain better than any outsider. One of the hunters, a particularly large and brutish Miralak named Grok, ventured too close to a camouflage trap set by the resistance. With a swift movement, Elena triggered the mechanism, and a net of razor-sharp wires ensnared Grok, pulling him off his feet. He roared in fury, but the more he struggled, the tighter the net constricted. The hunt begins. Tarak heard Grok's cry and rushed to his location, his weapon at the ready. He found his comrade entangled and bleeding, the sharp wires cutting into his flesh. Before Tarak could react, a volley of gunfire erupted from the trees, and bullets pinged off his armor. The resistance fighters had sprung their ambush. Alina led the charge, her team moving with practiced efficiency. They aimed for the weak points in the Miralak armor, exploiting every vulnerability. Tarak bellowed orders to his remaining hunters, but the humans were relentless. They fought not just with weapons, but with the cunning and ferocity born of defending their home. In the chaos, Tarak caught a glimpse of Alina, her eyes fierce and determined. She moved like a shadow, her every action calculated to maximize damage. Tarak realized then that these humans were not mere prey. They were formidable adversaries. The tables turn. As the night wore on, the forest became a battlefield. The Miralak hunters, once so confident in their superiority, found themselves outmatched by the humans' guerrilla tactics. Traps and ambushes whittled down their numbers, and the once predatory aliens were now the hunted. Tarak, wounded but undeterred, regrouped with the few remaining hunters. "We underestimated them," he growled. "But we are Miralak. We do not retreat." Grok, now freed from the net but gravely injured, nodded. "We fight to the end, hunt leader." Alina, watching from a concealed position, signaled her team to prepare for the final assault. "They won't give up easily," she said. Stay sharp and watch each other's backs. This ends tonight. The final confrontation. The moon reached its zenith, casting an eerie glow over the battlefield. The remaining Umralak gathered in a defensible position, their weapons ready. Alina and her team advanced, their movements silent and deliberate. The final confrontation was brutal and swift. The humans, driven by the need to protect their world, fought with everything they had. The Umralak, cornered and desperate, lashed out with a savage fury. But in the end, the hunters were outmatched. Alina faced Tarak in a one-on-one duel, their blades clashing in the moonlight. Tarak's strength was immense, but Alina's agility and skill gave her the upper hand. With a final, decisive strike, she brought Tarak to his knees. "You fought well," Tarak rasped, his voice filled with grudging respect. "But this is not the end. Others will come." Alina nodded, her expression steely. "Let them come. We'll be ready." Chapter 6. Aftermath. As dawn broke over the forest, the resistance fighters surveyed the aftermath of the battle. The Umralak ship, damaged and powerless, loomed ominously in the clearing. Alina ordered her team to secure the area and gather what intelligence they could from the alien technology. "We sent a message," Alina said, looking out over the forest. "Earth is not a hunting ground. We are not prey." The forest began to stir with the sounds of waking wildlife, a stark contrast to the night's violence. The humans had defended their home, proving that they were not to be underestimated. And as they prepared for the challenges ahead, they knew that they had become hunters in their own right. New threats. News of the Umralak's defeat spread through their vast empire, reaching the ears of the High Council. They were a proud race, unaccustomed to failure. The loss on Earth was a stain on their honor that could not be ignored. High Counselor Vrakesh, an elder Umralak with countless hunts under his belt, convened a council meeting. "We cannot allow this defeat to stand. Earth must be brought to heel." The council debated fiercely, but in the end, it was decided. A larger, more formidable fleet would be sent to Earth. This time, they would not merely hunt. They would conquer. Earth's preparation. On Earth, the resistance fighters knew that the victory was only temporary. Alina, now a symbol of defiance, rallied more people to their cause. Scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to reverse engineer the Umralak technology, hoping to gain an edge for the battles to come. Alina stood before a growing crowd, her voice resolute. "We know they're coming back. But this time, we won't just defend our home. We'll take the fight to them." The second invasion. The skies over Earth darkened once more as a colossal Umralak fleet entered the atmosphere. This time, they came in force, their ships bristling with weapons and advanced technology. The humans watched with a mix of fear and determination. Alina, now leading a united global defense force, stood ready. "We've learned from our last encounter. We know their weaknesses. Let's show them that humanity is not to be trifled with." The battle for Earth. The ensuing battle was unlike anything Earth had ever seen. The skies were filled with the roar of engines and the crackle of energy weapons. Human fighter jets and ground troops clashed with Umralak war machines, the fate of the planet hanging in the balance. Alina led from the front, coordinating strikes and inspiring her troops. The humans fought with a tenacity that took the Umralak by surprise. Every inch of ground was fiercely contested, every victory hard-won. Turning the tide. Despite the Umralak's superior technology, the humans' ingenuity and determination began to turn the tide. Makeshift weapons and reverse-engineered tech proved effective against the alien invaders. The Umralak, accustomed to quick victories, found themselves bogged down in a protracted and brutal conflict. Alina's leadership was instrumental. She devised daring strategies that exploited the Miralak's arrogance and overconfidence. One such plan involved a daring raid on the Miralak command ship, aimed at cutting off the head of the snake. The raid. Under the cover of darkness, a select team of human fighters infiltrated the Miralak command ship. It was a perilous mission, fraught with danger at every turn. The ship's corridors were a maze of advanced technology and lethal traps. Alina led the team, her resolve unshaken. They moved with silent precision, taking out guards and evading detection. Their target was Vrakesh, the Miralak commander. Showdown. The final confrontation between Alina and Vrakesh was intense. The elder of Miralak was a formidable opponent, his combat skills honed over centuries. But Alina fought with the strength and determination of all humanity behind her. Blow after blow was exchanged, each one echoing the clash of two indomitable wills. In the showdown end, it was Alina's resourcefulness that proved decisive. With a swift, unexpected maneuver, she disarmed Vrakesh and delivered a final devastating blow. The Miralak commander fell, and the tide of the battle shifted irrevocably. Victory and vigilance. With the fall of Vrakesh, the Miralak forces were thrown into disarray. The humans pressed their advantage, driving the invaders back. One by one, the alien ships fell from the sky, and the remaining Miralak were either captured or forced to retreat. As the dust settled, humanity celebrated a hard-fought victory. But Alina knew better than to rest on their laurels. The Miralak were a proud and stubborn race, and this defeat would not be the end of their attempts to conquer Earth. Rebuilding and reflection. In the aftermath of the battle, the world came together like never before. Nations that had once been rivals now worked side by side, united by the common threat they had faced. Reconstruction efforts began, and scientists continued to study the captured Miralak technology. Alina visited the makeshift memorials erected for the fallen, her heart heavy with the cost of their victory. She knew that the fight was far from over, but she also knew that humanity had proven itself capable of facing any challenge. A new dawn, months passed, and Earth began to heal. Cities were rebuilt, and life slowly returned to a semblance of normalcy. But the memory of the invasion lingered, a constant reminder of the threats that lurked beyond the stars. Alina continued to lead, her focus on preparing humanity for whatever might come next. She established new training programs and fostered alliances with other worlds sympathetic to their cause. The message was clear: Earth would not be caught off guard again. The return. In the depths of space, the Miralak High Council plotted their next move. The defeat on Earth had been a blow to their pride, but they were far from defeated. New strategies were devised, and a new fleet was assembled, more powerful than the last. Back on Earth, the skies were being watched more vigilantly than ever before. Advanced detection systems and early warning networks were in place, ready to sound the alarm at the first sign of trouble. The warning. One fateful day, the alarms blared across the globe. A new Miralak fleet had been detected, and this time they were approaching with even greater force. Alina and her team sprang into action, mobilizing the defense forces and readying the planet for another battle. "We've faced them before, and we'll face them again," Alina declared. "This is our home, and we will protect it." The second battle. The second invasion was even more intense than the first. The Miralak had learned from their previous mistakes, and their tactics were more ruthless and efficient. But the humans had also learned and were better prepared to meet the challenge. The battle raged across continents, from the frozen tundras to the scorching deserts. The skies were filled with the sounds of warfare, and the ground shook with the fury of the conflict. Humanity fought with everything they had, determined to defend their world. The human spirit. In the midst of the chaos, stories of heroism and sacrifice emerged. Ordinary people rose to extraordinary heights, their actions inspiring those around them. The human spirit, unyielding and indomitable, shone brightly even in the darkest of times. Alina led the charge once more, her presence a beacon of hope for all who fought alongside her. She coordinated strikes, devised strategies, and most importantly, reminded everyone of what they were fighting for: their home, their families, their future. A new hope. Despite the overwhelming odds, humanity once again began to turn the tide. The Miralac, though fierce and relentless, found themselves outmatched by the humans' ingenuity and resolve. One by one, their ships fell and their forces dwindled. In a final, desperate push, Alina and her team launched an assault on the Miralac command ship. The battle inside was fierce, but the humans fought with a determination that the Miralac could not match. With a final, decisive strike, the command ship was destroyed, and the invasion was thwarted. The aftermath. With the second invasion repelled, Earth breathed a collective sigh of relief. The cost had been high, but humanity had once again proven its resilience. The world came together to rebuild, to honor the fallen, and to prepare for the future. Alina stood on a hill overlooking a rebuilt city, the sun setting in the distance. She knew that the Miralac were still out there, and that other threats might one day come. But she also knew that humanity was ready, that they would face whatever came with courage and strength. The endless vigil. Years passed, and the memory of the invasions faded into history. But the vigilance remained. Earth had transformed into a fortress, its defenses strong, and its people united. The Miralac, nursing their wounds and plotting their revenge, knew that Earth was no easy target. Alina, now a revered leader and symbol of humanity's strength, continued to guide her people. She knew that the story was far from over, that the universe was vast and filled with unknown dangers. But she also knew that humanity would face each new challenge with the same unyielding spirit that had seen them through the darkest of times. And so the story continued, an endless tale of resilience, defiance, and the indomitable will of humanity. The alien hunters had come to Earth seeking a hunt, but they had found themselves hunted by a species that refused to be conquered. The endless story of survival and the unbreakable human spirit unfolded with every new encounter, each victory a testament to the strength and courage of those who called Earth home. The discovery. As Earth rebuilt and fortified itself, scientists made a startling discovery in the wreckage of the Miralac command ship. Hidden deep within the ship's data core was information about other alien civilizations, some of which were also resisting the Miralac's tyranny. Alina saw an opportunity. We can't just wait for them to come to us, she told her advisors. We need allies. If there are others out there fighting the Miralac, we need to find them and unite our forces. The search for allies. A specialized team of explorers and diplomats was assembled, their mission, to find and contact these potential allies. They traveled aboard the Voyager, a state-of-the-art spaceship built using reverse-engineered Miralac technology. The journey was fraught with danger as the team navigated through uncharted space and encountered hostile environments. But they pressed on, driven by the hope of finding others who shared their struggle. The first contact. After months of searching, the Voyager detected a distress signal from a distant planet. Following the signal, they found a civilization called the Zorathians, who were under siege by a Miralac invasion force. The Zorathians were technologically advanced, but had been caught off guard by the relentless Miralac. Alina's team intervened, using their knowledge of Miralac tactics to aid the Zorathians in repelling the invaders. The Zorathian leader, High Chancellor Varric, expressed deep gratitude and pledged his people's support in the fight against the Miralac. forming the alliance. With the Zorathians as their first allies, the humans and their new partners began reaching out to other civilizations listed in the Miralac data core. One by one, they found other worlds that had suffered under the Miralac's oppression. Each new ally brought unique strengths and technologies to the burgeoning alliance. A grand summit was held on Earth, where leaders from the allied worlds gathered to formalize their coalition. Helena stood before the assembly, her voice resonating with determination. Together, we are stronger than the Miralac ever imagined. We will stand united, and we will put an end to their tyranny. The United Front. With the alliance in place, joint military operations were planned to take the fight to the Miralac. Training exercises and strategic planning sessions were held, integrating the diverse tactics and technologies of the different species. The Alliance launched coordinated strikes against key Miralac outposts, disrupting their supply lines and weakening their strongholds. The Miralac, unaccustomed to facing such a united and formidable force, struggled to maintain their dominance. Chapter 29. The Battle of Karath. The Alliance's intelligence network uncovered a major Miralac command center on the planet Karath. It was heavily fortified and served as a strategic hub for the Miralac's operations in that sector. A plan was devised to launch a decisive assault on Karath, aiming to deal a crippling blow to the Miralac's war efforts. Alina led the coalition forces, coordinating the attack with precision. The battle was fierce, with heavy casualties on both sides. The Miralac fought with their characteristic ferocity, but the combined might of the alliance proved overwhelming. After days of intense combat, the command center fell. The victory at Karath was a turning point, instilling hope and momentum within the alliance and spreading fear and uncertainty among the Miralac ranks. Chapter 30. The Miralac's Desperation. Faced with mounting defeats, the Miralac High Council grew desperate. They resorted to increasingly brutal tactics, attempting to crush the alliance's spirit through sheer terror. Entire worlds were targeted for annihilation, their populations slaughtered as a warning to others. But the alliance's resolve only hardened. Each atrocity committed by the Miralac fueled their determination to end the threat once and for all. The alliance's intelligence networks worked tirelessly to uncover and thwart the Miralac's plans, saving countless lives. The final push. As the war dragged on, the Miralac's resources dwindled. The alliance's relentless assaults had taken a toll, and the Miralac were struggling to maintain their grip on their empire. The time had come for a final, decisive push. The alliance's leaders convened to plan their ultimate offensive. Their target, the Miralac homeworld. It was a risky endeavor, but success would mean the end of the Miralac threat once and for all. The invasion of Miralac Prime. The Allied fleet gathered in orbit around the Miralac homeworld, a massive armada representing the combined might of countless worlds. The invasion began with a coordinated bombardment, targeting the planet's defenses and infrastructure. Ground forces landed soon after, engaging the Miralac in brutal urban warfare. The Miralac, fighting to defend their home, were ferocious opponents, but the Alliance's superior strategy and determination gradually gained the upper hand. Alina led the charge toward the Miralac High Council's stronghold. The final battle was fierce and bloody, with both sides suffering heavy losses. But the Alliance's unity and resolve proved stronger than the Miralac's desperation. The end of the Miralac Empire. With the fall of the High Council's stronghold, the Miralac leadership was captured or killed. The remaining Miralac forces, demoralized and leaderless, surrendered. The once mighty empire crumbled, its territories liberated by the Alliance. Alina stood on the steps of the fallen stronghold, the weight of the moment settling in. The war was over, but the work of rebuilding and ensuring lasting peace had just begun. The Alliance had proven that even the mightiest of tyrants could be brought down by the unity and determination of those who sought freedom. A new era, with the Moralac threat eliminated, the Alliance turned its attention to rebuilding and fostering cooperation among the liberated worlds. Diplomatic efforts focused on creating a lasting framework for peace and mutual support. Alina, hailed as a hero across the galaxy, continued to lead with the same determination and vision that had seen them through the darkest times. She knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but she also knew that the bonds forged in the crucible of war would help guide them to a brighter future. Endless horizons, stay years passed, the Alliance flourished. New technologies and cultural exchanges enriched the member worlds, and the galaxy began to heal from the scars of war. Humanity's place among the stars was secured, not as conquerors, but as partners in a vast, interconnected community. Alina, now an elder stateswoman, looked out at the stars with a sense of fulfillment. The story that had begun with the arrival of alien hunters on Earth had led to an era of unprecedented cooperation and growth. And while challenges would always remain, she knew that the spirit of unity and resilience that had carried them this far would continue to light their way. And so the endless story continued, a testament to the enduring strength and courage of those who stood against tyranny and chose to forge a path of hope and unity among the stars. The Exploration Age. With peace established and the Alliance solidified, a new era of exploration dawned. The combined knowledge and technology of the Allied worlds fueled a golden age of discovery. Vast sectors of the galaxy, previously unexplored, now beckoned with the promise of new worlds, resources, and civilizations. Alina, though now stepping back from the frontline leadership, played a crucial role in supporting these missions. She founded the Galactic Exploration Council, an organization dedicated to overseeing and coordinating exploratory efforts. New Frontiers. Among the many ships commissioned for these missions was the Odyssey, a marvel of engineering designed for long-term exploration. Captained by Area Draven, Alina's niece, the Odyssey embarked on a journey to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Aria's crew consisted of the best and brightest from across the Alliance, a testament to the unity that had been forged in the fires of conflict. Their mission was not only to discover new worlds, but also to seek out potential allies and learn from other civilizations. The Galactic Network. As new worlds were discovered and contact was made with previously unknown species, the Galactic Network was established. This vast communication web allowed for instant information sharing across the Alliance, fostering deeper cooperation and understanding. Trade flourished, cultural exchanges enriched societies, and scientific collaborations led to breakthroughs that propelled civilization forward. The once isolated worlds of the galaxy now thrived as part of a vibrant, interconnected community. The search for ancient secrets. During their travels, Aria and her crew stumbled upon remnants of ancient civilizations, long lost to time. These discoveries hinted at a forgotten history of the galaxy, one filled with advanced technologies and powerful artifacts. Driven by curiosity and the potential benefits such knowledge could bring, the Odyssey embarked on a quest to uncover these ancient secrets. Each discovery brought new challenges, but also new opportunities to learn and grow. The rise of the Guardians. As the Alliance grew stronger, a need arose for a dedicated force to protect its interests and maintain peace. The Guardians were established, an elite group of warriors, diplomats, and scholars tasked with safeguarding the Alliance's ideals. Trained in both combat and diplomacy, the Guardians became a symbol of hope and justice across the galaxy. They resolved conflicts, protected vulnerable worlds, and ensured that the dark days of the Muralak tyranny would never return. The shadow threat. Amid the prosperity and exploration, a new threat began to emerge from the shadows. A mysterious and powerful entity, known only as the Shikai, started to make its presence known. Worlds went dark, and entire populations vanished without a trace. The Alliance, now accustomed to peace, found itself facing an enigma that defied all understanding. The Guardians were dispatched to investigate, but the Shikai proved to be a cunning and elusive foe. The Alliance's response. Realizing the gravity of the threat, the Alliance convened an emergency summit. Leaders from across the galaxy gathered to discuss the Shikai and formulate a plan to counter this new menace. Alina, though now a venerable elder, provided invaluable insights and guidance. "We have faced the unknown before and emerged stronger," she reminded them. "We must unite once more and confront this darkness with the same resolve." The Shikai confrontation. The Guardians, armed with the latest technology and intelligence, launched a series of daring missions to uncover the Shikai's origins and intentions. They discovered that the Shikai were remnants of an ancient civilization, twisted by their own experiments, and now bent on reclaiming their lost dominion. In a climactic battle, the Guardians faced the Shikai in the heart of their territory. The fight was fierce and the outcome uncertain, but the Guardians' unity and determination ultimately prevailed. The Shikai were driven back, their power broken, but not entirely vanquished. The Vigilant Watch. With the Shikai threat contained but not eliminated, the Alliance established a Vigilant Watch. New technologies and strategies were developed to monitor for any signs of their return. The Guardians remained ever vigilant, ready to respond at a moment's notice. The Eternal Quest. As the galaxy continued to evolve, the quest for knowledge, unity, and peace remained eternal. New generations took up the mantle of exploration and defense, inspired by the legacy of those who had come before. Alina, now a legend in her own right, spent her remaining years mentoring the young leaders of the Alliance. Her wisdom and experience became the foundation upon which the future was built. A legacy of hope. The galaxy thrived, its myriad civilizations bound together by shared ideals and mutual respect. The legacy of Elena Draven and the countless others who had fought for freedom and unity lived on in the hearts and minds of all. From the farthest reaches of space to the bustling cities of Earth, the story of humanity and its allies continued to unfold. Each new chapter brought with it challenges and triumphs, weaving an endless tapestry of courage, resilience, and hope. The new dawn, as the sun rose over a united galaxy, the spirit of exploration and discovery burned brighter than ever. The Odyssey and other ships like it ventured into the unknown, seeking out new frontiers and forging new alliances. The story of the alien hunters who came to Earth seeking prey, but found themselves hunted, had transformed into a saga of unity and defiance. And as long as there were stars to explore and mysteries to unravel, the endless story of humanity and its allies would continue, shining as a beacon of hope and inspiration for all.